So something that was really interesting to me was that you were a co-founder of the Global Esports League. So, okay, what made you want to start something so completely unrelated from traditional sports? And what are your thoughts on esports? I would love to know that.
So I started the Global Esports League about maybe three years ago, and probably we were in it just too early, if we're being honest with you. And that was a league where we had people like Man City, Roma, Ajax all involved competing against each other in a European league. We created highlights and it went on to goal.com's Facebook site. We had lots of viewers, but probably at that stage, there wasn't the same commercial interest in what there is now.
So was it like a FIFA tournament between these clubs?
A FIFA tournament and basically people playing football. It was only football.
Okay.
So what happened is we looked at the figures, and the figures is all about eyeballs. And what I mean by that is people, where money is, eyeballs are.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at something, that's where people will spend the money, whether that's sponsorship or broadcast. And what has happened now is in esports, more people are playing esports, and because more people are playing esports, then there's more money going into that. And if most people will know, in different parts, especially in Asia and different places, kids are growing up with gaming almost front of mind.
Yeah.
It's becoming that, so those kids are nearly ingrained in gaming from a young age.
Yes.
And then it becomes addictive. So there's loads of eyeballs that's always in behind it. We seen the opportunity the league and got lots of knowledge in behind it. Now, where is esports going to go? Very interesting question. For me, with the whole COVID-19, esports has taken a real zip up.
Yeah,
more people are doing it, they're watching it, they're playing it because they're in the house. And I think over time that means new gamers are there, people are staying on longer. Yeah. And because people are staying online longer, you'll start to see commercial interest coming that way. I do see esports being the game, playing, almost the field of coach game. So football, basketball, and then the fighting games, Fortnite, etc., etc. Now I'm talking here as a parent.
Yeah.
So what I'm about to say may not hit with a lot of people. Yeah. If you're playing fighting games, that especially if it goes into a kid's mind, I'm not sure that's good for the kid. Okay. If they're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and in their mind is fight, I'm going to slay somebody, that cannot be good for their minds. Yeah. So I do have concerns about the fighting side. If we look at the other side, the FIFA, the NBA 2K, you're playing the sport virtually. So you're starting to still to learn little bits as well as learning the players' names. Yeah. So I see that less. My concern again as a parent would be how active. What we don't want is to have a nation of couch potatoes. Yeah. We want people to be active, and that's what the beauty of sport is, and to interact with people. Now, I know you can interact with esports. I know you can do that, but there's nothing better than physically interacting and physically playing a sport. My gut feeling is, I think though esport on the fighting side and on the playing side will grow. Yeah. And if that grows, that's where the money is. And if that's where the money is, that's where we need to understand those opportunities as sports strategists. So what I've tried to say is some personal thoughts about it. Yeah. But overall, I think it will grow. And as a sports strategist, you need to be aware of that market.
So I'd love your opinion on this. So in one of my earlier episodes of the podcast, I had an episode with Dr. Rishinda Sinha. He owns a esports franchise. And we spoke about this exact topic where he is the opposite of you. He prefers to not go into sport games because he feels that while all of us, we love to play FIFA and NBA and we're super engaged in it, but the audience for that game, for those kind of games, aren't there that much because people would rather actually watch a football game or a basketball game. So, what would you say to that? What is your response to that kind of analysis?
I mean, I totally understand where he's coming from. He's going where the eyeballs are.
Yeah.
And the eyeballs are on the fighting side, the Fortnite,
Yeah.
etc., etc. The same amount of eyeballs are not on the NBA 2K side, so I understand that. I think for me, again, what I'm not saying is that's where it's at. Where it's at, unfortunately, is the fighting side.
Yeah.
That's where the eyeballs are. What I'm saying is that cannot be good for young children's minds. Playing the actual game has got to be better for the kids' minds because they're getting to learn the sport. This is all about fighting and winning. And slaying somebody and whatever cannot be good for young kids' minds. And we have to protect them. Now, what I understand, that's where the eyeballs are. And if the eyeballs are there, that's where people will go to grab their money. So is it about grabbing your money? Is it about enjoyment? Is it about where the eyeballs? So these are some moral questions. There is a reason, and listen to this, there is a reason why the Olympics are not happy, are not getting engaged in the fighting side of esports. And if the Olympics do not get involved in the fighting side of esports, you've got to ask yourself, why not, when that's where the eyeballs are?
Yeah.
Now, what the Olympics are going to do is probably look at the esports, but on the playing side, i.e. NBA 2K, maybe it's FIFA with esports. But what they're saying at this stage, they do not want, because it doesn't go with their values.
Yeah.
So if the Olympics, the biggest sport in the world, the biggest event in the world, does not want to embrace the fighting side, you have to ask why. You have to, and I do believe they are right.
Yeah. It's a very interesting argument, honestly. Yeah. So okay, let's move on.